Hello and welcome to Coffee with Carey. Thank you. I'm glad you could be here today. I came up with the title of this episode before I came up with the actual thoughts of what I wanted to share. I had to go back and find situations to support my title and also just make up some of it with common sense, things that I know I would do if this were my situation. And I wanted to share that with you today. The title of this episode is Post-Ghost. He's back. What do you do in this situation? He ghosted you. Now suddenly he's reaching out. Maybe it's just a text message. He's going, hey, what's up? Or, hey, how's it going? Or he calls you on the phone. I don't know how old you are and how old he is. And it could be the other way. It could be a woman who ghosted you and then suddenly she's back like nothing happened. How do you react in this situation? That's what we're talking about today. I hope you'll stick around. First of all, I want to remind you, it's not about you. He didn't leave because of you. He's probably not coming back because of you. Maybe he's coming back because of you. But people who ghost have bad manners, or they did have bad manners. So I just want to remind you that whatever you decide to do, it's up to you. And the fact that they didn't call back says much more about them than it does about you. Just like any dating situation. Somebody doesn't want to see you again. What are you going to do? Beat yourself up over it? No. They weren't the right person. And at the time, that's probably what you told yourself. He wasn't the one for me. Glad that he recognized that and that I don't have to go out with him again since he already knew he didn't want to see me again. So don't be too hard on yourself is my first point. Now, before you decide what you want to do, I think you have to check in with yourself and determine whether your dating life right now and where you're at, how often you're getting out there, how often you're meeting people or connecting on the dating apps, or your friends are fixing you up, or your matchmaker is sending you out. Are you dating currently from a place of abundance where there's just plenty of other people to date? That might inform your decision as to whether you want to see this person again. If there's lots of fish in the sea and they're all in your pond, maybe you could just easily say, you had your opportunity and I wish you luck, but I'm not interested in even discussing this with you. If you're in a place of non-abundance, a dry spell, or a dating desert, if you will, then you may be thinking that perhaps I should see why he's reaching out or what happened, hear his point of view and his perspective. And if that's the way you're feeling, I'm not going to tell you no. This is on you. You can decide this for yourself. You're a grown-up. You're a grown-ass adult. You can do what you want. Just recognize where you're coming from and that is informing your decision. So this message comes in as a text message, let's say. I think you need to get this person on a phone call. That's your normal way of communicating with people. If you're a video person, even better, get that where you can see the person's face when you ask them this next question. That would be ideal. If this, hey, what's going on? And you say, hey, not much. I hadn't heard from you in a while. I don't know what he says, but if it's something that intrigues you and you think that they're calling to ask you out, or it even escalates in the text messages where this person is saying to you, hey, I was wondering if you were free this weekend, thought we could maybe do something. At this point, you need to say, oh, I could be available maybe. Why don't you give me a quick call? And then this is your moment to find out what the heck happened. And more important than finding out what happened or why this person ghosted you is having the opportunity to set your own boundaries that you obviously need to set with this person, knowing their history. You could say, I never heard from you. I was surprised because I thought we had a really nice time. What happened? I think that's a nice way to set it up. I think that's a great way to set it up. I had a nice time. I thought you did too. What happened? And just volley the ball into their court to see what he says. Now, what he says will inform you as to whether you want to give this person another chance. He may say, oh, you know what, right after that, and I don't know how long he's ghosted you for. Just never heard from him is my assumption. That's what ghosting is. They just disappear on you. But maybe he said, oh, I'll call you this weekend, and he never did. And now here we are, and it's 3 weeks later, and he's arisen from the dead. Is it Halloween? And resurrecting this dating situation between the two of you. If he comes out and says, oh, I just wanted to apologize. My son came in for college and we had to quickly get out of town, or he has a really legitimate excuse for why he didn't call, then maybe it's going to be a lot easier for you to say, oh, to yourself, I had a really good time. I think I will give him another chance. But also in this conversation, he could say something that's really lame, in which case, oh, it was, I just didn't know we were going to have, maybe he's gaslighting you. Did you see my episode on gaslighting? I'll link to that here. He's going to say, oh, I didn't know I was supposed to call you. I thought you were going to call me. Bye. That's my thoughts on that. Somebody take responsibility, be accountable. Personal accountability is huge for me. And I would want to see that from this person instead of them trying to play it off as if nothing happened. But in either of those scenarios, you now have an opportunity, and that is to set your boundaries. Let him know that you are looking for something a little more stable and reliable than where things had gone with him over the last 3 weeks. That's my boundary. I'm looking for something reliable, something stable, something more long-term, somebody who's vested in trying to figure out where this is going and if we are a couple. I don't know how many times you saw this person before they ghosted you. Do you already have a foundation built where you were truly enjoying each other's company often? Was it just a first or second date and you were like, whatever, not my person, right? Or were you building something that the ball got dropped? I think that this is important for you to take into consideration as well, but set that boundary and let them know that I'm looking for something a little bit more long-term, and I'm looking for somebody who can be reliable and call when they say, and that we're going to see each other a certain amount of times that that we've decided upon together. You can leave it there and see what he says. He may say, me too. Or you might have to ask him, is that what you're looking for? More boundary setting by you, right? Is that also what you want, or are you looking for something more casual? Because I would just want to know before I accepted or made a date with you or made plans with you. And you've got to be strong. You've got to be confident, but you are. And you're allowed to stand your ground and state your needs and what you want, what you're looking for, what you need from a partner. And this is perfectly fine. So you do that. And if you bring your self-esteem, your self-confidence, your own boundaries, you've now become even more desirable, because those are very attractive qualities in a human, in a woman, for sure. And you are in control of the situation. So whether you say yes or no, and whatever happens after that, know that it was your choice. You made the decision. You were in charge. And if you make a mistake and he does it again, lesson learned. With this person, it may happen again, and you'll have to go through this again and decide. Ghosting is like super common. It's just much easier than somebody saying, hey, I had a really great time, but I don't think we're a great romantic match, but I really hope you find somebody special, and I'm sure you hope the same thing for me. But, have a great weekend, rest of your weekend. A lot of people aren't comfortable saying that, so instead of saying that or anything, they just never reach out to you again. And it's going to happen. And if you accept that and know that it's not about you, because you are self-confident, you are your own rule maker in this situation, and you have the power to say yes or no, then this can easily slide off your back and leave you just as good as you were before you met this person, if not better. I hope you found this interesting and or helpful. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please give the episode a thumbs up. Also, you can subscribe and hit that ring bell, then you're notified every time I upload a new episode, and we can hang out again sometime soon. And until then, have a good one.